When I first started as an academic, I was involved in a research project with two more senior colleagues. And we went to visit an organization that wound up giving us a fairly significant amount of money for research. And then we received a sort of their standard form contract for research. And as a young researcher, it probably wouldn't have occurred to me to do anything but sign it. But my more senior colleagues looked it over and made it clear to me that terms are negotiable. So one of the things that was of concern related to intellectual property in the research, and we engaged our research admin services here at the university to help us with negotiating a term that fit better with our objectives. And again, it was something that I had to learn from more senior people, and I'm not sure I would have realized that I had negotiating power in that circumstance if it hadn't been for their experience. The senior people who had negotiated research contracts before knew that we had services here at the university to help researchers when they're negotiating these contracts, and so they would know about standard form language and what kind of limits are appropriate limits with respect to intellectual property, how much you can hope for in terms of controlling the work and so forth. So so it's again not something I would have known about except for my more senior colleagues. In this case, it was very early on in the cycle of funding research in this area, and I think that organizations may have been a little more flexible at the time then than perhaps that they are now. But my advice to anybody would be, go in assuming that this contract is about forming a relationship with this organization, and contracts are about the parties stating the terms of their relationship. So I don't think you should go in assuming that your interests are necessarily antithetical to theirs, or that they're not going to budge.